Idaho Commission for the Blind and Visually Impaired. Empowering blind and visually impaired Idahoans to achieve self-fulfillment by providing quality vocational rehabilitation and independent living services since 1967.
Hi there, my name is Chris Johnston. I'm the Industrial Arts Instructor here at the Idaho Commission for the Blind and Visually Impaired. And today I'd like to give you an introduction to the only adaptive tool that we have in our workshop. And it is the click rule. The click rule is an efficient tactile and auditory measuring device that measures up to 12 inches with the accuracy of 1/16 of an inch. 12-inch extensions can be added to this tool to extend its measuring capabilities. The click rule allows for quick and accurate measurements of wood. It is also extremely useful for precise tool setup and many more general uses. The tool can measure outside and inside dimensions. The click rule is made up of 4 major components: a 1/2-inch aluminum tube, a sliding threaded rod, a locking screw, and 2 1/4-inch metal stops attached to the
aluminum tube.
Now, if we take a little bit closer look here at the click rule, we'll notice that on the left side is the first stop. Okay, so that's the front stop, that's the front of the tool. And then if I turn the tool onto its side, we'll get a better view at the back stop. Now the back stop has a front face, and the front stop has a front face. We take all of our measurements from the front face of either one of those. The threaded rod and the lock screw are connected and may move freely inside the aluminum tube. The locking screw can be tightened, locking the threaded rod in place. So if we take the lock screw in between our fingers and we turn it counterclockwise to loosen it, we can then push the lock screw towards the front face, and out past the front face comes the threaded rod. And there's a lot of information that's indexed on this threaded rod. The threaded rod was cut with 16 threads per inch with raised marks every 1/2 of an inch for quick reference. Measurements can be read either tactilely or audibly, since a click is emitted every time the tool is pushed in or out 1/16 of an inch. So I'll give you a little bit better view here. I'll push this out 1 click at a time, and hopefully we can hear this on video. And you can see on the side of the front face there's a hole. Now that hole has a set screw in there with a spring and then a ball bearing. And that ball bearing applies pressure to each one of those teeth. And that's what you hear making the click sound. To use the click rule, loosen the lock screw, which will allow the rod to move freely inside of the tube. Set the end of the rod flush with the face of the front stop. This will zero out the tool. So as you can see, the threaded rod is all the way inside of the tool, and this tool is now at 0. So to measure 7/16 of an inch, for example, simply push the rod out 7 clicks. So we'll do that here. Loosen the lock screw, and we'll count and we'll try to listen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So now the distance from the end of the rod to the face of the front stop is now 7/16 of an inch. 7/16 of an inch is 1/16 of an inch away from 1/2 inch. So if I push this out 1 more click, we should see that 1/2 inch reference mark appear. Oh, I gotta loosen that first. And there it is. Lock that into place. Now the tool is set at a 1/2 inch. To measure 1/2 inch or larger, it is faster and more efficient to use the raised marks that are on top of the threaded rod. For example, to measure 3 3/16 of an inch, push the rod out of the tube 6 1/2 inch indicator marks, and then push out the rod 3 more clicks or 3 more 16ths. So I'll do that. We can count those 1/2 inch marks there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and right up tight of the front of the face, you'll see that last 1/2 inch indicator mark. That's the 6th one. So right now, from the end of the rod to the face of the front stop, that measurement is 3 inches. If I advance the rod out 3 more clicks, 1, 2, 3, and then I'll lock the knob into position. Now the distance from the front face to the end of the rod is 3 3/16 of an inch. For measurements larger than 6 inches, use the front face of the backstop as the starting point. The face of the backstop is exactly 6 inches away from the face of the front stop. Thus, if the click rule is set to 1 1/2 inches beyond the front stop, the measurement can be read 7 1/2 inch when the backstop is used as a starting point. Backstop from the face of the backstop to the face of the front stop, 6 inches. And if we have 3 1/2 inch indicator marks on top of the threaded rod, that's 1 1/2 inches. 1 1/2 inches plus 6 inches, 7 1/2 inches. As I mentioned before, we have 12-inch extension rods that we can attach to the click rule. The extension rods have threads at the end. The threaded rod inside of the click rule has the female threads. You simply attach these two together and tighten the extension into the threaded rod. Now with the addition of our extension rod, we have the capability of measuring things that are up to 24 inches in width. Go ahead and measure this board for you. This board, we're going to use the face of the backstop. We're going to push the face of the backstop up tight against one edge of the board. We're going to loosen the locking screw, and then we're going to extend the threaded rod out of the tube until the extension is flush with the other end of the wood that we're measuring. I'll confirm that by filling it. One more click. Now the extension is flush with the edge of the wood. Take the set screw and we'll lock that into place, capturing our measurement on our threaded rod. Now we'll count up the 1/2 inch indicator marks on the threaded rod. We have 1, 2, and 3. So if we count up, that's 1/2, 1, 1 1/2. We have 1 1/2 inches showing on our threaded rod. We have 12 inches of extension. Now we can't forget about the measurement from the face of the front stop to the face of the back stop is 6 inches. So 6 plus 12 is 18, plus 1 1/2 is 19 1/2. So this board is 19 1/2 inches wide. Now it's actually not exactly 19 1/2 inches wide. If you can see on camera, there's a little bit of extra space in between that last 1/2 inch indicator mark. So let's figure out what that space is. We'll figure out how many clicks that is. So I'll loosen the knob and I'll slowly push the threaded rod back into the tube, one click at a time, until that 1/2 inch indicator mark is right up tight against that front face. Now, a good way to do this, especially non-visually, is you'll capture that last half-inch indicator mark there, and you'll use your fingernail to do that. So you put your fingernail right over the top of it, capturing that mark. And then you'll push the tool in, you'll push the threaded rod in, one click at a time. 1 and 2. Now my fingernail is trapped in between the face of the front stop and that half-inch indicator mark. So we've clicked it in 2 clicks, or 2/16 of an inch. 2 clicks, or 2/16, is equal to 1/8 of an inch. So if we add that 1/8 of an inch to our measurement, we're left at 19 5/8 of an inch.
We hope that you've enjoyed this presentation. For more information, please visit our website at www.icbvi.idaho.gov or call us at 208-334-3220.